So I'm getting calls and texts from people across the world asking me what the current political situation in Pakistan is. The truth is, I don't know IDK because IKDK, Imran Khan, don't know. But it is front page news, so let's go through what's happening on BBC. It says, Imran Khan greets supporters after police withdraw from around XPM's home. This is the thing about Imran Khan. He's never left this country. He's always been here. He's always fighting over here. Unlike the current prime minister's brother, who is an absconder. So can you imagine the state of this country where the current prime minister, his own brother, cannot come back to the country because there's cases against him. And he's run away. He's not facing it. This man isn't moving. And he wakes up every day and faces either an assassination attempt or the police are after him. So one thing or another, they won't let this man rest and just rule. And he's still fighting. Resilient as ever, our Pakistani Rocky. The CNN article, I want to switch over to that because it's actually more in-depth and it's got more detail to it. But I will be jumping around the article a little bit because it's not like they don't write chronologically. And so I want to start it off with, in the article it says, Khan faces allegations of illegally selling gifts given to him by foreign dignitaries while he was in office, which he has rejected as biased. They've mentioned the court cases, but they haven't mentioned the triviality of the court cases, that the gifts in question are watches, which we all know is not, like, it's got the wonkiest foundations, the court cases themselves. So they've mentioned the cases and stuff, illegally selling gifts, but they didn't mention the actual details, which is a little bit weird. And it seems to happen with CNN's reporting on Imran Khan quite often, and American mainstream media reporting about Imran Khan in general. I noticed a lot of things as well when Imran Khan visited Donald Trump back in the day. They didn't mention a lot of things, including Trevor Noah. He didn't mention any of the good qualities about Imran Khan. Very telling. And we'll get back to the Daily Show in a little bit. Now, clashes had been taking place between police and Khan supporters as officers attempted to arrest the embattled opposition leader for not showing up to court on corruption charges. The intervention from the Lahore High Court Wednesday was made due to security concerns around a high-profile cricket match taking place in the city. A cricket match is why the law was not enacted. Because of the traffic, not the execution of the law. We're not talking about that. We're talking about traffic. That was the main reason, that it's causing a traffic problem, so we need to clear up the roads. So it's not about the morality, the legality, the ethics, none of that. That goes out the window. Now you can also see here police and paramilitary troops were involved. The doorstep of Khan's home in the eastern city of Lahore was a battleground earlier Wednesday as riot police swarmed the wider Zaman Park neighborhood, and the standoff stretched into a second day. Khan supporters hurled stones and projectiles at police, while people inside his residence lit fires after officers fired tear gas into the compound. Police also used water cannons in an effort to disperse them. Footage shared by Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI party and local media showed. Police later cut the electricity supply to Khan's home and turned streetlights off in the neighborhood. Very curiously written prose there, or piece over there, because you've said over here that the supporters did all of this stuff after officers fired tear gas into the compound. So wouldn't you write that officers first fired tear gas and as a result the supporters had to take cover or do this or do that? And you've also then later on mentioned the water cannons. Wouldn't you first lead with that? That's the headline, that Pakistan police uses water cannons on its own people, tear gas on its own people, and then the people are reacting. So it's a very curious phrasing there. Objectively, everyone has to admit that that's very curiously phrased. Now let's get to statistics. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, yo. Early on Wednesday morning, a Pakistan police official told CNN that a total of 69 people, not nice, had been injured in the violence in Lahore, including 34 police officers. That means 35 civilians. 34 of them, 35 of us. That's a 1-to-1 ratio. Did you guys all graduate from police academy? Yeah, I don't know. That's not the greatest when you have water cannons and tear gas and like rubber bullets and you're still going down 1-to-1. Your training needs to be questioned, I feel. Uh, the crick and the like dirty tactics. They're cutting off the light, by the way. Very, very dirty tactics. The cricket legend turned politician has accused Pakistani authorities of attempting to arrest him to remove him from upcoming by-elections in April and a general election scheduled for October, because he'll inshallah easily sweep the elections. I'm telling you honestly, from eye test, from people I talk to, it's like nine people are down with the guy. One is like not voting. It's not even that they'll vote for these people, it's just that they don't want to vote. Now let's get to back to the Daily Show. Live from New York, Pakistan's foreign minister Bilal Bhutto Zardari. So while the country is going under and all of this is happening, he's off in New York taping an entertainment show. I'm not entirely sure. And then he says that Khan faced arrest because of his ego. Speaking to Comedy Central's Daily Show, Zardari said Khan had repeatedly refused to appear in court and fight his case, often reasoning that he's too important to face trial. You're the one who's kind of literally too important for your precious Purana Pakistan right now. Like, you're the one who's always somewhere else except here. And when you are here, you're in your Yeezys and looking down at people. You're the one who always kind of acts really self-important, even though you haven't really earned it. When we look at your resume and stuff, it's not, there's no jobs on there. There's no experience. I don't know how you got this job or why you're still in it. But because we have to, anyways. What we've seen over the past couple, Zardari continues, so the Zardari son continues. What we've seen over the past couple of weeks have been a complete mockery of the judicial system in Pakistan, of rule of law, of the constitution in Pakistan, where had he gone to court, there was probably no reason he had to face imminent arrest. He's violated court orders time and time again. So he's kind of doubling down on the government's position. He's on the Daily Show, the liberal show, doubling down on a repressive like policy and actions. He's condoning violence against his own people and the democratic opposition. He's part of the government and he's fully condoning this behavior and saying, no, victim blaming. Isn't that what people from the Daily Show would call it, victim blaming? CNN continues, and this part was not in the BBC article, which is why I appreciate it a little bit more. The political upheaval comes at a time when Pakistan's government waits for a delayed bailout from the IMF, International Monetary Fund, which will help the country's cost of living crisis and ailing economy. Some will say that the IMF loans are the reason we have a cost of living crisis and our economy is ailing. But that's none of my business. Khan remains resilient and crazy up to today. But the crazy part's a discussion for another day. Khan says to CNN that he was mentally prepared to spend the night in a cell. I want a proper warrant of arrest. I want to see that. My lawyers want to see the warrant. It's a matter of time. I'm convinced they will come in and arrest me. I'm prepared for it. I know what the intention is. They want me to get out of the race. They want me to get out of the match so that they can win the elections. Again, this is a man just wanting to run for elections because the people like him and want to vote for him. So, like, I don't know what's going on again. In both of these BBC and CNN article, it's kind of curious and almost a little telling that they did not mention Zill Shah Ali Bilal. Ali Bilal was a precursor to all of this violence. And so I just want to use this for a second just to mention, here's the Wikipedia about him. Ali Zill Shah Bilal was a Lahore-based Pakistani who was abducted on March 8, 2023 by the police of Punjab, Pakistan, by the police of Punjab. He was allegedly brutally tortured by the police and he was then dropped on a bridge in Lahore and just whatever. Not mentioned here was that The report identified 26 marks of torture on the victim's body, including sensitive areas, with part of his skull significantly affected. Blood accumulation in the liver and pancreas, as well as a drop in blood pressure due to brain hemorrhage, contributed to his death. He was also possibly on the spectrum and that just makes it even more special needs on the spectrum. Imran Khan called it special needs, and that just makes it that much more tragic and like a horror movie as well. Both of those things, like how inhumane can they get at this point? And this Ali Bilal's death, Zaleh Shah's death, shahadat, was not mentioned in either one of these articles, and I think it's a very important precursor to this violence, and it should have been mentioned that, by the way, people have been protesting last week, and one man was even brutally tortured and beaten to death. So this is the current situation in Pakistan. We continue to wait and see and just pray that we get free, fair elections and that Imran Khan comes back into office and holds all of these people accountable.